So, The Quick and the Dead, old 1995 Western, Sharon Stone, Leonardo DiCaprio, Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe, and quite a few other people who you've noticed in movies before. Obviously, like Keith David, obviously the voice of the Goliath in Gargoyles, the show that I love. The old guy from Home Alone 1, who's supposed to be like old, well, supposedly the old, like, evil man who lives down the street. Um, I think it's fine. I think it's definitely not the best Western, definitely not the worst best. So it's definitely not the best Western, not the worst Western, is what I meant to say, yeah. So I think there are things about it that are fun. I think the actors are all having a great time playing their characters and everything. Um, I don't necessarily think it's got that thing that, the great Westerns have, which is, you know, lots of content and there's lots to it. I think there is individually one thing to it, which is like point A to point B, where they help to then something about this contest, and it doesn't really go any further than that. But for what it is, I think it's fine. I think this is quite fun. I think the performances are great. Obviously, Leonardo DiCaprio is fantastic in his part that he plays. He was very young at that time, so I think he was around about the time he made Titanic. Um, but he looks practically the same, but maybe a little bit shorter. So maybe he did have a growth spurt. I don't know. And Gene Hackman's good playing this sort of horrible, loathsome mayor who no one really likes at all. Um, and Sharon Stone's great as this sort of like kick-ass woman who just won't take anything from anyone and just very sort of like she states her place. Russell Crowe's played this great sort of like preacher. They call him a preacher sort of character because obviously he killed some people, and it's all like that thing like, oh, you're gonna preach to save your life kind of thing, and obviously they feel like he's done his date with the devil kind of thing already, kind of he's done bad. Um, and obviously it's fun to see other people, obviously like Keith David, because obviously I really like Gargoyles, and that was a great show. It's fun to see lots of different people in the same movie. Um, I like the way it was filmed. I mean, I like the way it looks on the screen. I like that there is a Western feel to it. I mean, it doesn't sort of like disobey Western stuff, which is good because obviously sometimes you watch some movies and they disobey certain rules and then it just kind of goes all over the place and stuff that and then it just falls apart into pieces. So I think there is fun to be had. I don't think it's a fantastic movie. I don't think it's a terrible movie. I think it's just entertaining, and for that reason, it does get a good solid watch when you watch it. I mean, I don't think it's terrible. I mean, there are worse westerns. I mean, there was that Stagecoach I watched some years ago. It's just absolutely terrible, and it's nowhere near as bad as that movie. So, but it's nowhere near as good as True Grit or Django Unchained or Unforgiven or several other westerns I could mention right now. So yeah, it's fine. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's great. But for what it was and when it was on screen, it was entertaining and it was fun, and the cast seemed to be having a really great time when you watch the movie. And there are moments, there are like clever moments, and it has doesn't have its moments. There's like a bit where obviously someone's trying to light the cigarette, and then they use the side of someone's face to light the match, like that kind of thing. And I was really great that was. And yeah, so I'd say solid 6.7. I think it's good for when it's on. I don't think it's probably something you'll probably go back and watch loads and loads of times, but maybe once or twice. So yeah, fine.